है नमन उनको कि जिनके सामने बौना हिमालय। है नमन उनको कि जिनके सामने बौना हिमालय, जो धरा पे गिर पड़े पर आसमानी हो गए हैं। है नमन उनको कि जो इस देह को अमृतत्व देकर, है नमन उनको कि जो इस देह को अमृतत्व देकर इस जगत में शौर्य की जीवित कहानी हो गए हैं। जय हिंद एवरीवन, वेलकम टू द वेरी फर्स्ट एपिसोड of Robin's Riff, an initiative by Vijyant NCC, and today we are honored and humbled to be at the residence of Colonel Vijyant Thapar sir, the proud father of Captain Vijyant Thapar. Sir is a fourth generation army officer and he has also served as a commanding officer in J&K Rifles. He was commissioned in 1962. Sir has been into the battle of 1965 Indo-Pakistan War, 1971 Bangladesh Liberation War, and counter-insurgency operation. Very welcome to you, sir, on our podcast.
Thank you, and Jai Hind and Jai Bharat to everybody. I'm very happy to have you here with us and doing this podcast.
So we will start it, and on the very first go, we would like to discuss about childhood of Vijayant sir. How was he as a child, और क्या स्टार्टिंग में उनकी क्वालिटीज़ थी जिसको आपको लग गया था कि अब ये आर्मी ज्वाइन करेंगे?
देखिए, पहली बात, आपने कहा कि हम आज हमारे घर में हैं। ये घर और ये कमरा जो है ये विजयंत का है। ये कमरा उसी का था, इसलिए आप ठीक उसी के साथ हैं बैठे हुए अब। तो ये मैं पहले साफ करना चाहता हूँ। द सेकेंड थिंग दैट यू हैव सेड about his childhood. As I have said, these are his 4 generations of the me and my father and his father, means 4 generations were in the army. So really speaking, from the very first day when he was born in a military cantonment, with everything military around him. That is to say, the tanks were there, guns were there,
Right, sir.
soldiers in uniform were there all around. So he didn't have much requirement to be motivated to come to the army.
Right.
It was inborn in him. Neither he ever thought of any other career, nor did we ever contemplate sending to some other. It was just good enough that he goes to the NDIM and joins the. It was a foregone conclusion.
Naturally, it developed into him by
It
seeing this
developed
army.
into him. And my friends were all in the army. His colleagues, their fathers were in the army. So the entire atmosphere in our house was military.
Right,
and
sir.
therefore, it was a foregone conclusion that he will go to the armed forces.
Right, sir. And sir, I have also read this book, Vijayant at Kargil.
Yes.
And in this
is the one.
Yes. And it gives a very vivid description of his childhood days. I would like to discuss what kind of tantrums he used to throw as a child.
Look, I was very blessed that he never threw any tantrums.
Right, sir.
Never. He was a very happy child. He was very contented in what he had, and he never asked for anything more than that. So therefore, he didn't throw any tantrums. The only thing that went wrong between him and me was often on the maths.
Maths. Right, sir.
So he didn't like maths at all. And maths and formulas of chemistry and all that. He was a very open kind of a boy who wanted an open life, outdoor life.
Right, sir.
And he didn't want to get bogged down into books. He read stories. He was a dreamer.
A dreamer.
Basically a
Right,
dreamer.
sir.
And one day his dream came correct, and he went where his dreams, where he had always dreamed. As you can see over here, everything of his is to do with the military and fighting. So that's how it was that he came to the army. A very robust boy, as you can see. Over there he's doing his gym now as a built up, fully grown man. And down below is his childhood photograph. In the book also you may have
Right,
seen,
sir.
where he is showing his muscles and all. So that was very, his concept of a day well spent was to go into the forest,
Right, sir.
or to go into a river for a boat ride, or to go into the mountains and things like that.
Sir.
He was a more outdoorish boy who did not like to be burdened with books and things like that. Yeah.
Right, sir. Sir, what I also noticed was that he was very considerate from a very starting age.
Yes.
There was, I think, incident that you have mentioned, like he was locked into the cupboard.
Yes.
But what was that, sir? Can you please
That
elaborate?
was a very peculiar incident. What used to happen, that I used to come after lunch and take a little snooze.
Right,
And those Barakpur was a place full of birds.
right, sir.
And one particular type of bird would come and sit right next to our bedroom, and then he would drive it off so that it doesn't start quacking and waking me up.
Right, sir.
So वो करते कराते, there was a cupboard. This was an old British house, British time house, with thick walls and deep cupboards and things like that. So he came inside,
Right, sir.
and then suddenly we found that he's not there. Where has he gone? So she started looking for him, I started looking for him, and we couldn't find him. 2 hours later, 1 hour later, we found him in the cupboard. He was wrapped around like a... So we asked him, why did you get into this?
Right, sir.
So he said, sir, I had to pick up my toy. But by the time I went to bring my toy, Papa had come and he had gone to sleep. So I didn't want to disturb him. So that is the
Yes,
extreme
sir.
kind of consideration for others he had. Not only that, there are numerous incidents of his consideration for others.
Yes, sir.
One is that girl Ruxana's case is a full, there's nothing more required to explain. And I just want to tell you that she finally got married this year.
Right,
2
sir.
months ago she got married. We went for her marriage.
So there might be many viewers who do not know about Ruxana.
Yes.
So please explain about.
Oh, I thought that some... All right, Ruxana was a girl
Yes,
in
sir.
Kupwara.
Yes, sir.
She was a small baby girl, about 2 years old. When he met her, 2.5 years old when he met her first time. And then there was nothing to do. In the evenings, life was getting very bored.
Yes, sir.
So he remembered that one day he decided with his buddy
Right,
to
sir.
go and play with the girl for some time, spend some time.
Right, sir.
So he went there, but that girl won't talk to him, she won't laugh, she just went away. Then whenever he was going for patrolling or coming out, their house was in front of the camp.
Right, sir.
So whenever he went out, he saw that little girl standing there. Then he would wave out to her, he would make funny faces and do everything, but that girl won't react.
Right.
So he got a little puzzled as to why she is not reacting like a normal child.
Yes, sir.
And he went and asked the aunt of that girl कि क्या बात है, ये जन्मांतरू तो नहीं है ऐसी या बाद में हो गई? She said नहीं, she was a very normal girl. And what happened was that on an unfortunate night, her father used to love her a lot. So on that unfortunate night, the door banged open and 2 terrorists walked in.
Right.
And they suspected her father to be an informer to the army. And they shot him in the head and killed that man in front of that little girl. When she saw her father's brain blown up and all that thing, she went into a severe shock. She went into a withdrawal, like somebody who's stoned.
Right.
And then she won't talk, she won't do anything. And from that day, 1 year later, more than 1 year later, Vijyant met her. First time.
Yes.
Then he came to know this is what happened. So he was very moved, eternally moved deeply moved by her state and wanted to help her somehow. So he first decided to give immediately her mother some money. Then he started talking to her and asking her, "Hey, will you like to go to the school?" So she said yes. पहले तो बात नहीं करती थी. By एक महीना बीतने के बाद,
Right, sir.
she started talking to him, and he asked her, "Do you want to go to the school?" He said yes. Then he told, uh, "Okay, we'll get you into some school."
Right.
So she was very happy. So that's the kind of consideration he had. Then he wrote to us a letter from there. That letter is here.
Yes, sir.
That please get some
Yes, sir. You
clothes.
mentioned 50 rupees per month.
That is the last one.
Yes, sir.
उससे पहले एक चिट्ठी उन्होंने लिखी थी कि मैं छुट्टी पे आ रहा हूँ, मैं इस लड़की के लिए आप कपड़े भेजिए
Right, sir.
अपनी मदर को. Then his mother told, "You are going to come anyway next month on leave. I'll have all the dresses ready for her, and you can take them when you go back."
Right, sir.
Second, when the last battle was going on, even at that time, when death was in his mind was all occupied that he may get killed. Even at that time, he was thinking of her. And he wrote in his last letter, "You please keep on giving 50 rupees to Roxana." So that's the kind. Here, what I want to say is, for all of you who are listening to me and the NCC cadets who aspire to go and become officers in the army, always remember that no one can be a good officer unless first he is a good human being.
Right, sir.
You have to be a good human being, then only you can become a good officer.
Right, sir. Now, sir, we would like to discuss about how adventurous he was. In book, you also mentioned about equestrian and shooting that he was used to go in Meerut.
Yes.
So please describe about it, sir.
No, you see, that was a period when, possibly, though wrongly, Shikar was very encouraged in the army,
Right, sir.
and it was a part of our growing up. So I used to take him with me. So one day we both of us went, and we kept on going for a long distance, but we could get nothing.
Yes, sir.
Then suddenly we heard a partridge call, and titar,
Yes, sir, Titar.
and then I stopped, and it was a very difficult shot because the sun was setting,
Right, sir.
and it was coming into my eyes, and it was about 70 yards away.
Right, sir.
So I had a .22, and I took a shot. And the vehicles were coming, so you got the window to shoot very little.
Right, sir.
But I shot it, and before I could make out what happened, he had jumped and caught me by my neck and embraced me and started kissing me and said, "Papa, we've got him." So he was so happy. That was the shooting. That was the kind of
Yes,
thing
sir.
that he was doing. About the horses, yes. Meerut is the home of the military.
Yes, sir. Army and Veterinary Corps.
Military horses. And you have lovely horses over there.
Right.
So we used to go on his holidays, on Sundays. He would go there and he would do a little bit of horse riding here.
So that's what the adventurous and outgoing activity that shaped his personality.
In fact, the best example of that would be that one day I casually asked him, I said, "Would you like to spend a night out in the countryside on your own?"
Yes, sir.
So he jumped for it. He said, "Yes." So we got a tent pitched
So camping.
for
Okay.
camp.
Yes, sir.
Just one small tent pitched at the side of the river, and we took them and put them there. You
Right,
stay the night on your own. They were given their lunch, their dinner. A lantern was put in there, like army tents.
Right, sir.
And though he didn't know, or they did not know, actually I had told the guard, the BSF guard
Yes,
at
sir.
the bridge, that these boys are here, just keep an eye on them. Well, they stayed the night there. It was one of the most dream day he has spent. I mean, lot of such incidents are
Activities,
there.
right, sir.
Microlight flying. He is so fond of. He wanted to go to the Air Force, as you can see.
Yes, sir.
And then the Air Force people told me, he says, "You want your son to go up for a flight?" I
Yes,
said,
sir.
"Yes, why not?" Both of my sons. They said, "Bring them on Sunday." So I took them on Sunday
Yes, sir.
to the Air Force station at Hindon, and they flew.
Right, sir.
That was something so superb for him. It was like a dream, for the first time to go
Right,
up
sir.
in the air. So those kinds of things he liked.
Right, sir.
And following that, he did his para jumps from the Indian Military Academy,
Right, sir.
and he did his hang gliding also, just because he wanted to enjoy it fully. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Now moving towards his preparation for the armed forces. So I would like to mention how he handled his NDA failure. He couldn't clear the NDA exam. So how he handled it, and what was his approach towards it?
Okay, fine. First thing I want to tell you is that in the army, uh, we get posted here and there.
Right, sir.
At that time, I was posted to Assam,
Right, sir.
very far remote place, and he was used to sitting with me and studying.
Right.
He somehow from the childhood he got used to that. So when he found at the time of his NDA entrance examination,
Right, sir.
he didn't find me next to him. He lost his anchorage
Right, sir.
and he couldn't open out to anybody. So he tried. Books are still lying here.
Yes, sir.
Entrance examination papers and all that sort of thing. But he could not make it. Only thing I want to tell all of you is that every man, be it in the army or be it in the civil, every young man, woman, there are times when life takes a dip, when you are down. It is what really matters in your character is how soon you recover from it and start going for your aim.
Right, sir.
Whatever is your aim, upsets take place in every life. You can never have a life which is free of all problems. Something goes wrong. So how soon you get up and you start going for your aim, ultimate aim. So that is what I even liked about him. For him, it was the hardest hit of his life
Right, sir.
because he was just dreaming कि अभी इंडिया चले जाएंगे.
So childhood dream, sir.
Yeah, childhood dream was shattered. And in this room there was a cot. So he came to his bed, he locked up the house, his room,
Yes, sir.
and for 2 days he didn't come out. After 2 days he came out. His mother, he went to his mother. She explained to him, look, nothing is lost.
Yes, sir.
You wanted to go to the NDA, you have hardly spent any time with us because he used to study in Chandigarh.
Yes, sir.
So you stay here now, do your college, and you from the college you will get selected to the IMA, and you will all those coursemates of yours whom you have missed out now, they will join up and you will again be one batch.
Yes, sir.
Also, it will give us the pleasure of having you in the house with us. So he agreed to that,
Yes.
and that's how he joined. But by that time in the middle, you don't get any vacancy in any college.
Right, sir.
I went to college, many colleges, but there was no vacancy at that time. Khalsa College said, "आप ले आइए, we will admit him.
Yes, sir.
As soon as the vacancy occurs, we will put him there." That's what happened.
Yes, sir. So by the time he was waiting for the vacancy, I think he joined the evening classes.
Yes.
And BCom honors, he was doing BCom honors from
Yes.
Khalsa College, and simultaneously he joined the Vijayant NCC.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
sir.
he, in the meantime, appeared for the IMA.
Yes, sir.
As soon as he appeared for the final exam, he appeared for the IMA and he was selected, CDS.
Yes, sir. Sir, there was a mentioning of his grandfather as well. The demise of his grandfather had a profound impact on him.
Oh, yes.
Yes, sir. So what was?
So, uh, because I was not here, so
Yes, sir.
whatever time he got, large portion he would spend with his grandfather.
Yes, sir.
And he would tell him all old stories
Right,
of
sir.
Lahore and frontier and his life in the army.
Right.
So they became very close. So close that when he left this world, it had a tough impact on him. I mean, he was shaken up. The first time he saw someone near and dear to him die.
Right, sir.
So then he has written very profound notes on his grandfather's photograph behind it. He, Papa ji, you gone. It was your turn. It will be my turn soon, and things like that. Around that time, he started writing about these things.
Right. Sir, I think in book also it is mentioned that उस समय उनको लगा कि हर किसी को इस दुनिया से जाना है. He
हाँ.
also mentioned that.
हाँ, वही मैं बोल रहा हूँ.
It
उन्होंने
was
कहा कि
awakening.
everyone has to leave. Today it was your turn, and soon it will be my turn.
Right, sir. And sir, he also mentions about Yogi Baba in his letter. So
Yeah.
who is that Yogi Baba?
You know, he was immensely friendly with another youngster.
Yes, sir.
His name was Hemant Singh.
Yes, sir.
He's a son of an army officer also. And they were absolute tight friends. And possibly one wouldn't do anything without the other.
Right, sir.
So when this thing happened, then Hemant came to him and says, I think you should go to meet Yogi Baba. Now Yogi Baba was a Baba, a learned man, I'd say,
Yes, sir.
whom his parents and that family used to go in Defence Colony.
Yes, sir.
That used to be there. And they used to find a lot of solace by listening to him and all.
Sir.
So he took Robin there. So Robin went and attended his part and all. And then after that he went away to Rajrif. From there he wrote to us. In the last letter he wrote to us,
Yes,
you
sir.
must meet Yogi Baba. But by the time we went there, Yogi Baba had gone away somewhere.
Right, sir. Sir, now moving towards his preparation.
Okay, fine.
Yes.
At this moment, since you have raised the subject, I want to tell you that Vijayant was a very spiritual man. Okay? If you see there, you find all gods and goddesses.
Yes.
Particularly Hanumanji was his.
Yes, sir.
That is done by him in his own hand. He's framed that.
Right,
Hanuman. And inside also all. So he was basically here only. He would read his Hanuman Chalisa every day.
Yes, sir.
And I used to think that now he's wasting too much time. And I used to get angry. Then he told his mother, please tell him that when I am doing my prayers, he should not interfere.
Right.
He was very annoyed. So there was this angle of spirituality. There are two famous pictures of his praying to Karni Mata.
Yes, sir. Karni Mata.
Yeah. So that's what he was. And I want to tell everybody, since you are all going to the
Right,
armed
sir.
forces, that spiritual anchorage is very important for the people in the defense forces. Spiritual anchorage. Some god, goddess or deity, whomever you believe in, you must give time for that. So that when you are in a difficult period of your life or in some difficulty, you can always fall back on that spirituality to take you out.
Right, sir.
So pay attention to that particular aspect as you grow up.
Right, sir. So now we will move towards his SSP preparation. So he laid importance on mental as well as physical strength. So how he trained himself before appearing for the SSB.
And there are so many things that he used to do. For example, he started going for a run
Right, sir.
and doing physical training. I used to go with him on a bike so that no vehicle or anything hits him.
Right, sir.
And then he would go for a real solid run in army boots. And he used to go, I think, about from here up to Noida entrance gate
Yes, sir.
and come back from there, which is a good 7-8 kilometers every day.
Right, sir.
Then he would come and do his other exercises. That was his physical part.
Right, sir.
Once, just as you came out of the garage,
Yes, sir.
there is a ledge. There used to be a ledge. So I just told him, let me see you do some pull-ups.
Right, sir.
So he asked, how many? I thought, you do 15.
Right.
And he started doing those pull-ups and he would not stop till I told him, get down now, it's enough. So, I mean, that's the kind of physical fitness that he had developed. He also joined a gym
Yes, sir.
and did 1 hour. Then, to do this kind of group things and all, they made their own club.
Right, sir.
It was called
Tough guys.
Tough Guys,
Yes, sir.
TG. And like you're wearing your nameplate, they got nameplates made
Right,
and
sir.
made a team for team group activities and things like that.
Right.
So that is the kind of
Yeah, and
training.
from that tough guys team, 4 of them made to the Indian Military
Yes,
Academy.
4 of them made to the Indian Military.
Yes, sir. And sir is also talking about the group discussion activity. All the GTO tasks, the group discussion PPDT, they used to do it together. Right, sir.
So that's how we did it.
Right, sir. So now he cleared his SSB, and you were very anxious about his results,
Yes.
but he didn't call till 4. So what was that story, sir?
Well, actually, he had gone to Bhopal
Right, sir.
for his service. He had gone to
Bhopal, sir.
Bhopal for his service selection board, and they start calling names,
Yes, sir.
numbers. All those who are selected,
Yeah,
rest are
chest
told to
numbers,
go.
yes, sir.
So what happened was that they kept on calling out the numbers. His number was 7.
Right, sir.
So 2 people numbers had come, and third was 6.
Right, sir.
So he said, "मर गए." 6th
Yes,
number
sir.
has come, so 7th का तो सवाल ही नहीं. But lo and behold, he was 7th, also called.
Right, sir.
And he was selected. He was very happy. All of them were very happy. But he was not so happy because his 2 friends didn't get selected.
Right, sir.
And that was very heartbreaking for them. And one of them broke down and he was crying and doing all things. Before he had left, I had told him, 1 बजे तक तुम्हारा टेलीफोन आ जाना चाहिए. We'll come to know.
Right, sir.
He said, okay. So, 1 बजे तक टेलीफोन नहीं, 2 बजे तक नहीं, 3 बजे तक नहीं, 4 बज गए. Then I told her, maybe he's not made it.
Right,
And I went away.
right,
I was feeling very bad.
sir.
But at 5 o'clock, she received his call. And he said, Mama, I made it. So she asked him, why did you take so much time
Yes, sir.
to tell us? So he said, this is what happened. They both were crying too much. I had to be with them. And then I had to put them in the train, go and put them in the train. I put them in the train and I've come back. And then I rang you up.
Right, sir.
So that is how it happened. It shows, how much consideration he had for the other person.
Right, sir.
That is comradeship in the army. Very important comradeship.
Right, sir. Right from the childhood, he has
Yeah.
been displaying this quality.
Yeah.
Right. And now he joined the Indian Military Academy. So, any profound incidents that you would like to mention about his training, sir?
No, there are many incidents.
Yes, sir.
Many incidents to narrate. One is that he was very having got briefing from me and other things, he was very keen to do well.
Right, sir.
So he would go, he would select the best equipment and, keep
Right, sir.
himself prepared. He had another set of equipment ready. One which is using, another one
For spare use.
for spare,
Yes, sir.
which is very unlike other cadets. And then this matter of consideration for others, it was too much in him.
Right, sir.
For example, he wrote to me, "Hey Papa, what am I to do? When I play football, I get worried about injuring the other chap who's in front of me. When you tackle, naturally you will hit and injure the other man. You might get injured."
Right, sir.
So he was very careful, that should not happen. And that kind of, so I said, no. He says, I don't have that killer's instinct.
Right, sir.
I said, what are you talking? You mean to say killers will become officers? Then all the butchers will become generals,
Right, sir.
That's not so. Slowly, as you grow in the army, you will get everything that is required. And then, the incident that sort of I didn't appreciate very much on his part was that time the atom bomb had been blasted by
Yes.
India. So the debate was there in
yes,
the
sir.
IMA, and he was taking part. We sat down, we wrote his entire script, gave it to him. So first time he stood very high
Right, sir.
in the order of merit because he gave such a good delivery at there. So second time again I gave him this.
Sir.
I said, you must take part in it because it's very important. And there was his friend.
Right, sir.
That friend of his told him, Robin, I want to take part in this.
Sir.
You give me your script. He said, all right, you take my script, you do my part. He withdrew his name and the other chap, he got a prize and all. So this guy, I was very angry with him. I said, why did you do it?
Yes, sir.
He says, no, he was so keen to take part. And he asked me again and again. So I said, I'll give it to him. So that's the kind of guy he was.
Right, sir.
Very considerate about the other men, other people, their interest. One of his friends was very scared of water. He was a good swimmer.
Yes, sir.
So that boy was very scared of water, and if you don't pass your
Swimming test.
third,
Yes, sir.
then you are relegated.
Right, sir.
So he would take his classes at night. He'll take him and make sure that he learns basic amount to be able to pass the test.
So he used to prepare for every type of thing that if he considered anything to be his weakness,
Yes.
then he removed it completely.
Yes.
By preparing well for that.
Yes.
That is a thing that we all can learn. And so you also mentioned, because there is a lot of myth about that you have to be very sucked to join the army.
No. Sakt, yes. Sakt in the sense physically you should be
Physical,
tough.
yes, sir.
Then if you are tough, you are better.
Right, sir.
Because after all, but gradually this this thinking should go away, because now it is not a battle of one-to-one
Right, sir.
fighting. Previously,
Theaters have been changed
you-
completely due to technology.
if you see how three Jat fought
Right, sir.
at the Battle of Kargil, it was hand-to-hand fighting.
Right, sir.
So that scenario is reducing more and more as technical things are coming. The distance between the two forces will be.
Increasing.
So it's okay. I mean, you have to be tough because you go into very tough environment.
Right, sir.
So if you are tough, you are better off. There is no escape for physical fitness in the armed forces.
Right, sir.
That is one. So that's how it was. And he was mentally and physically robust.
Right, sir.
Very robust.
Sir, and there is a mentioning of when he joined his regiment, second.
To Rajdev.
To Rajdev.
Yes.
So there was a dinner night.
Oh,
what was
but
that?
that happens in every unit.
Yes,
They
sir.
have different traditions, different kind of way to integrate the incoming officer into the rest of the team.
Right, sir.
So this is one thing that they did, that they make a young officer, drink one solid drink
Yes, a punch. They used
Punch,
to call
yeah.
Punch.
It is made of 2 or 3 things
Yes, sir.
and is very toxic. I mean, it really hits you.
Yes, sir.
So they just give you a glass,
And he had
gulp
never.
it down.
It was the first time.
He had never
Yes, sir.
drunk. He had never drunk.
It's-
So he got drunk, and according to the article that came in the papers, he was saying that, get me those bloody Afghani insurgents and I will chew them up,
Right,
and
sir.
things like that. Then they took him out. There he started singing and all this sort of thing. And finally he was put into the bunk.
So now we will discuss about the battle that took place in 1999 at Kargil. So, what was his feeling while joining the battle? Because on the first go, his company was not, his platoon, I think, was not selected. So, what was
It's not a selection. What the CEO makes a plan,
right, sir?
and he fits in the best people possible for that particular task.
Right, sir.
So in this particular case, it was these 2 battles that I'm going to narrate to you.
Right, sir.
These are great victories of the Indian Army.
Right, sir.
They have added a golden page to the history
Right, sir.
of the country and the army.
And so it was also the first victory at Kargil.
It was the first victory
Yes, sir.
during the Kargil operations, because till that time we had no
Right, sir.
victory at all. It was on the 12th
Sir.
and 13th June night,
Sir.
and they attacked Tololing. Tololing was a very strong position.
Sir.
Enemy had built overhead cover. It was ready for any battle. So much so that 3 attacks to capture Tololing had
Tololing.
failed
Sir.
already. So then the CEO thought about it, what to do, and then they made a plan, very ingenious plan, because ground you can't change.
Right, sir.
The mountains are there, they are there. These approaches. So what he did, that he decided to attack on 2 axes, in 2 routes.
Right, sir.
One was the southwest and the other was the southeast. So what he did was, whereas the main thrust, he wanted to go along the southeastern side
Right, sir.
with Vivek Gupta, and the second attack under Mohit Saxena
Right, sir.
on the other axis, southwestern axis. But
Right,
he
sir.
made the enemy believe that the main attack is coming on the southwestern side, opposite
Right, sir.
side.
Opposite side.
So the enemy fell for the trap. He had staggered the timing,
Right, sir.
1 hour difference between both the attacks. So the enemy, when he saw this, he shifted some troops from other localities and heavy weapons towards this side,
Yes, sir.
no, towards the southwestern
side.
Mohit Saxena.
Right,
So
sir.
their attack was stalled. When they reached, they were. But in the meantime, Vivek Gupta, with the main thrust,
Yes, sir.
he found a little weakness of the enemy and he attacked them, and he captured a part of the objective by 2200 hours, 10 o'clock
Right,
at
sir.
night. And thereafter, another direction had opened for them to attack. And they attacked along that, and they captured Tololing top. And then on this side, also they made some progress.
Right, sir.
But the enemy had occupied a position called Barbad Bunker.
Right, sir.
So, though they had captured now both the points, Tololing top and point 4590,
Yes, sir.
yet this Barbad Bunker was holding out. And that was very dangerous, because from there the enemy could react.
Right, sir.
So the CEO used A company, which is in reserve, and Robin was looking for action,
Right, sir.
and he got his action. They attacked with Robin's platoon leading. They attacked Barbad Bunker, and there were 2 or 3 Pakistani soldiers who did not run away and who did not surrender.
Right, sir.
And they shot them and finished, and they had very soon stormed the entire Barbad bunker position.
Right, sir.
And there, it was very cold, minus 15 degrees. So they were looking for some shelter to protect themselves for the night. And they entered into one shelter.
Right, sir.
It turned out to be a Pakistani ration store. Lots of
Right,
good
sir.
rations were there. So they cut open some butter tins,
Right, sir.
lit them on fire, and they were warm for the night.
Sir.
And then Robin took out some tins of milkmaid, his
Sir.
favorite, and mixed fruit.
Right, sir.
And then mixed them up and made a pudding. Both of them had a good pudding over there. And that ended the Battle of Tololing.
Right, sir.
It is called the turning point of the war. It had rectified the whole nation, and they got a lot of awards.
Yes, sir.
And then 20 days later, another attack was to be put. That was at a hill, a mountain called Nor.
No. Yes, sir.
So whereas Tololing is very well known,
Right,
to
sir.
the people know little about one of the most fierce attacks that was fought in the. Very little is known about it.
Right, sir.
It went into the background. It was called the Battle of Nol, Three Pimples.
And 3 pimples.
And General Malik has also said
Yes, sir.
that it was one of the fiercest battles of this Kargil war.
Yes, sir.
So it started off again. Robin was attacking, leading the attack. But as he was forming up, Pakistani salvo
Right, sir.
landed right on them and killed some guys, wounded others. Among those killed was his buddy, Jagmal Singh.
Yes, sir.
That shook him up. What I want to say is that many of you will be in the armed forces. This is the situations you will face. You will find your dear and near comrades killed, maimed, or wounded. So those are things you are not used to.
Right.
That will be the first shock you will get when you get into the battle. And then Robin didn't allow himself to be affected by that. He went up. In the meantime, his company commander, Major Acharya, was killed by a grenade.
Yes, sir.
And Robin now reached the top. He was now a 22-year-old man with just 6 months of service and with a huge task of clearing the enemy on Nol altogether.
Right.
So that was, but he stood up to it. He did not buckle. He did not show any weakness. He told the boys, I will lead you. You follow me. We will capture
Right.
Nol. And then the battle took place, fierce battle between them and the Pakistanis. That is very close quarters. And ultimately, he decided to charge the Pakistani bunker, which was on 3 pimples.
Right, sir.
And just as he had stepped once, he got a hit on the head and he was killed. And that's what I want to tell you. Many people in this room only or in our house come and they were very sorry that your son is gone at such a young age.
Sir.
All those who were killed, they were young. And always, I have given this example there also, I am giving to you also, that Bhagat Singh was only 22 years old
Sir.
when he was executed. And he is remembered for 120 years already. And he will be remembered for thousands of years till country lives.
Right, sir.
So what you have to worry about is that the date of your birth is fixed. All right,
sir.
everybody's. The date of, on that day only, God has already fixed your date of going, leaving this earth. In between is the time yours. What you do, you will be remembered. Our son has done this, that is why we are remembered and he is remembered.
Right, sir.
So that is how I look at it, that in your lifetime you should do something that your parents can feel proud of being you being their son and
Right,
having
sir.
done something which made the nation proud, which made the parents proud.
Right, sir. So, because Vijayan sir has inspired and touched so many lives, what lessons or message that you want to give to every youth out there, not only NCC cadets, but also those who are in civil uniforms?
This in this book itself, that message is given. You must live your life king size.
Yes, sir.
Never worry about failures. Never allow your mind to get bogged down by chains.
Right, sir.
That mind you can have self doubt. No. Break those shackles and feel free to do what you feel like. Do what you want to do because the two dates are already fixed.
Right, sir.
So in between that, you have to do what you want to do. You want to climb the Everest, go and climb it.
Right, sir.
He wanted to jump from the aircraft, para jumps. He did it. So also you all would have some thing that you want to do.
Right, sir.
Do it because this time will finish. Don't allow your mind or your spirit to be cowed down by self doubts.
Right, sir.
Shackles should be broken and you should live life king
King
size.
size.
Okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for vividly sharing the stories of Vijayan sir, and we were immensely honored and humbled for this. And what is very special about this podcast is that we are sitting in Vijayan sir's own room. This is the room where a boy grew up to become a national hero. So, to all the listeners out there, we must take inspiration from his life, and must fulfill our aspiration and contribute to our country in whatever manner possible. So stay tuned for the next episode. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure to have you with us. And I hope maximum number of people
Yes,
they
sir.
join the armed forces for the love of it,
Right, sir.
for the love of being in the army. A profession, a career in the armed forces is not just a profession, not
Right,
just a, it's a very special kind
It's a
of
way of life, sir.
way of life, and therefore I hope any misapprehensions that young people like you would have
Yes, sir.
about the conditions of service conditions, about pay and allowances,
Right, sir.
about other things, they should be, you must see it realistically. Everything is very beautiful in the army. Let me tell you,
Yes, sir.
I have lived 37 years in the army. Given another choice, I'll join it again. Have you
Right.
seen Vijayant's?
Yes, sir. Later.
The ADGP, I
Yes,
have
sir.
drawn a pencil sketch of his, and there below it is written from his letter, even if I become a human again, I'll join the Indian Army and fight for my country. That is the kind of people the army wants.
Right, sir. Jai Hind, everyone.